Hello and welcome to Provoking Tech. I'm Zach, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the performance results of Far Cry 5 within the GeForce Now cloud gaming platform. So I am going to be changing up my format for my cloud gaming performance videos. Instead of having all the benchmarks in a single video for all the different cloud gaming providers, I'm now going to dedicate a video for that game for each individual cloud gaming provider. The main reason for this is so I can provide more consistent videos for you guys, and also to provide hopefully more concise videos, and also have any optimization strategies and suggestions for that platform in that video. So if you are playing on GeForce Now, you have all the information from the benchmarks to optimizations, as well as any workarounds for any errors that do come up, all in a single video for that platform, and hopefully prevent the kind of data overload that we're going to get simply because I am adding more cloud gaming providers to the mix, and now it's going to put a ton of data in a single video. So if you guys like this new format, please let me know in the comments below so I can continue with that for future games. So the first topic I wanted to discuss in today's video is going to be something that's going to impact my analysis for the rest of the video. So I wanted to start by discussing the ultra streaming mode in GeForce Now, which I don't believe is actually working for Far Cry 5, or possibly isn't enabled at all for Far Cry 5. Well, the reason I say this is because once we get to some of the graphs later on in the video, you'll notice that the frame rates are very consistent and have a very narrow margin between the minimum and the maximum frame rates, and this is definitely not consistent with what I got from the other cloud gaming providers. So I do think that the ultra streaming mode is not enabled, which, if you don't know what the ultra streaming mode is, it allows you to receive a 120 FPS stream instead of the standard 60 FPS stream. And it doesn't seem like I was ever able to achieve more than a 60 FPS stream, plus or minus a couple frames, which we'll get to here in a little bit. So I'm wondering when NVIDIA is going through their verification process to approve a game for the GeForce Now platform, that the ultra streaming mode is actually a setting that they can enable and disable on a game-by-game basis. And since Far Cry 5 is pretty demanding, maybe they decided just simply not to enable that, simply because anything close to 120 FPS isn't actually going to be able to be achievable with Far Cry 5. But I am just guessing there, so I don't know for 100% sure. But I was never able to actually receive a 120 FPS stream, and I did check to make sure that VSync was turned off. With the following graph, you can now see that the narrow margin between the minimum FPS and the maximum FPS is hinting at the ultra streaming mode not actually being enabled, simply because we had such a consistent experience. And in the end, that consistent experience is part of what makes Far Cry 5 on GeForce Now such a amazing experience. And do remember that this is with the ultra preset, so everything looks fantastic and is playing fantastic at the same time. And the vast majority of people, I don't think, will actually notice the difference between 60 FPS and playing at 120 FPS. I haven't done a ton of testing with a high refresh rate monitor. I know a lot of people do swear about it, but a lot of people still play on 1080p 60 FPS. And for cloud gaming right now, I do view that as the golden spot. I know a couple years ago that was kind of the golden spot for cloud gaming. Some people have moved on to 4K, while others have moved on to high refresh rate monitors now. But for cloud gaming, I think achieving a 1080p 60 FPS is a very good goal line, and beyond that, it's just kind of icing on the cake. But if the platform can achieve 1080p 60 FPS, I do recommend it. In my opinion, I think it's very playable, and Far Cry 5 runs fantastically on GeForce Now, as you can see here with the results we're getting. To further emphasize the level of consistency we're receiving on our local machine, I wanted to share this graph, which shows that we have nearly a flat line. There's the spikes of 1 to 2 FPS spread out throughout here, but this whole top section is a range of 10 FPS, ranging from 55 to 65, and you can see that it very clearly stays right around that 60 FPS mark. So it does show that we have a very, very consistent experience overall. And part of that consistency is likely due to the fact that the streaming client is limited to 60 FPS. So if we were able to record these the frame rates on the server itself that is actually doing the rendering, we'd probably notice a lot less consistency, simply because it's probably going to have spikes of 65 to 75 or higher possibly. But since it is being limited to 60 FPS that is being streamed, we see a very consistent end result. In conclusion, I highly recommend Far Cry 5 on GeForce Now. I give it 5 out of 5 hearts. It is a great experience overall. It's very smooth, very consistent. The graphics look fantastic, especially when we're able to play at Ultra with no real negative performance impact. All in all, a very good experience. Some of the cool things, like with the graphical effects, is as you're exiting a dark area to a light area, your digital eyes had to kind of adjust to the brightness, and just effects like that are very immersive. And being able to play on Ultra when your local computer does not support anywhere close to Ultra is an amazing experience, and it definitely shows the strength of cloud gaming. And everything that GeForce Now could do with Far Cry 5, I think they did fantastically, and it is a great experience overall. The storyline for Far Cry 5 is a little bit crazy, but if you're okay with that, guys, I would definitely recommend this experience overall. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was entertaining at the same time as informative, and I hope you did gain something from it. If you did, give it a big like. I do greatly appreciate that, guys. Also, if you're not already an existing subscriber, smash that subscribe button. I do greatly appreciate that. It's great to see the community as a whole growing, people that love cloud gaming, as well as some of the other topics I make videos on. So once again, thanks to everybody that has watched this video, and until next time, Zach.